So this is kind of a really broad question. So what are some general like do's and don'ts? Like in your like when you counsel a client or someone that's coming to your website, like what do you want them to get out of this? Like in general, like what's the overarching theme?
Well, so I don't practice in this area, so I want to be clear about that. I don't represent anybody. I do research and write on this, right? Like I put out information, but I'm not representing anybody. But I do consult a lot, and I would say one is don't use any type of automated quote unquote solution for accessibility. This is not to use a scan or what many people refer to as a checker. Those are helpful tools, but there is nothing that automatically remediates your website. No plugin, no toolbar, no widget, nothing. So that's a definite don't.
So it would be good for audit though. Like, would they at least point out what's going on? Is that what you recommend? Are there any? Okay, let me ask you a different question, maybe a more blunt question. Is there any value to a client signing up to accessibility? Accessible. I'm sorry, next. Getting that website or whatever.
No, there's no value to an overlay. I don't think there is one. I mean, sometimes there can be like, think of it this way, like they might actually have some marginal benefit, probably less than that of a browser extension. So yeah, like, like that's about
that's terrible.
But it's not, here's another consideration when it comes to overlays. What happens if they're not activated? What are you left with, right? And plaintiffs' law firms certainly don't care. And it's one of the things I'm surprised that they haven't focused in on more. Just because you have this overlay sitting here, here's the thing with an overlay. It does not remediate your actual code or content. It literally lays over your website. So it makes changes that render a different version. Maybe you have, maybe your text is larger, or your color contrast has changed, things like that, but it doesn't actually change the fundamental code or content. And that's what you really need to make a website accessible. So I would say one, stay away from those. Can there be some nominal benefits? Sure. Like we can come up with a scenario where someone was on a website and they made an adjustment and it improved some facet of the website, right? But it doesn't actually, in terms of compliance and in terms of actual accessibility, in terms of true accessibility, it doesn't do anything.